Greetings, beautiful souls of Earth, and greetings to you as well, Ambassador. We anticipate that this may be a bit of a surprise for you. Weren't you expecting a crystal blue persuasion of sorts from the angelic realms of what you know as Arcturus? Well, let us see if we can fill in for them in a manner that will suffice. We are the 13th dimensional Sapphire Angel Collective, not from Arcturus. However, we originate from the Andromedan Galaxy. Ambassador, we know that you have wondered from time to time if you might ever run across a collective specifically from our galaxy. Well, that now moment is here. We know you have touched on a couple of times in some of your discussions regarding what we are about to touch on as it pertains to the Andromedans and the Arcturians. What is it you say on your planet tomato or something like that? We will let everybody else in on what it is that we are referring to, in case you don't know. Let us first say that the ambassador has spoken it accurately. Nevertheless, let us say that our race, the Andromedans, and the race you know of as the Arcturians were definitely created with the exact same blueprint. It is just that initially we were seated in two separate galaxies which happened to be right next door to each other. Neither one of us realized it for eons as well. We had many intergalactic wars with each other. Those all occurred way before there was any other of the popular named star races, even in existence in your neck of the universe. It is true, we are practically one and the same. There are slight variations between us, however they are extremely mild and vague for every difference that you could point out between an Arcturian soul and an Andromedan soul. However, like the ambassador has pointed out before, we could find you another soul of each and show you just the opposite of what you came up with. However, let's get into it, shall we? Dear beautiful lightworkers and starseeds of Earth, we sense that many of you may be having some fairly frequent issues with what you call your 5th and 6th chakra located in your throat and forehead area of your physical vessel. One could even think of them as cosmic growing pain of sorts. You are stepping into leadership roles of magnitudes in which you are probably not even aware of yet. Your body is cleansing, as well as strengthening your voice, for which you will need in the next phase of your ascension process. You are also rapidly clearing away a fog of sorts on that quick path of remembering exactly who you were, who you are becoming, as well as who you've always been. What you have always been is something extremely special. Especially in your particular cases. If this is resonating with you, your mental clarity is strengthening, even if it may not seem like it at times. Sweet souls of Mother Gaia. Call it a cosmic growing pain. If you want to relate it to your Earth language, we are sure that most of you have heard that played out cliche in your realm that says, "To much is given, much is expected." Well, let us first clarify that nothing is expected of you. However, if we may be so bold to give you a heart-to-heart suggestion without stepping on or seem like we're interfering with your free will, we would suggest that as these days to complete disclosure on your planet start to wind down, that instead of hopping right into that "I told you so" mode, to those who doubted you for the longest time or so it seemed. We understand, dear ones, that in an illusionary third-dimensional time-space, it probably seemed like what you would call forever and a day. However, it might be wise for not only their continued growth, but yours as well, to be there for them as a guiding light in an advisory role, so to speak. To be there for questions that may arise due to worries, fears, or concerns that they may have about our presence. You can be that beacon of light. You can be that cosmic advisor. We know that you have probably heard this played out phrase in your realm as well. Oh, they didn't know any better. They were just children. Well, sweet souls in this case and on a cosmic level. They were indeed that, consciousness-wise, as compared to where you were during those now moments, where they may have been lashing out at, or insulting you for feeling that way. Just let bygones be bygones. Just keep focusing on moving in a forward direction by helping them to move in a forward direction. By doing so, you will help to keep yourself moving in a forward direction, on your own evolutionary ascension path. Don't worry, dear souls, to give a minute touch of stroking to that very tiny, little bit of ego that you may have left. We will say that a lot of you will hear on many occasions, something to the effect of, "Oh, you were so right. I'm so sorry. How did you know? Can you ever forgive me? We would suggest you just look at them and say there's nothing to forgive. Then in your own way, ask them if there's anything in particular that they want to know, that you might be able to help them to understand, with a little bit more clarity. Let them know as well, that if you don't have a direct answer that you can articulate clearly enough for them, that you have a network of starseed and lightworker brothers and sisters all across your globe that you have been networking with all of this time. Let them know that one of them would probably be able to articulate to them some basic details regarding what is happening. Whether that is about atmospheric conditions on your planet, or who some of us are from the other realms, dimensions, planets, and various star systems. Explain to them what they are seeing in the sky, so they do not get too alarmed. Precious ones, think about how intimidated you might be if you had not given this much thought. Like it was a million miles away in your mind. Then, all of a sudden ships were floating in the sky that are the size of one of your sporting stadiums. You can imagine the fear and intimidation factor that may be stricken into you, you see, dearest ones. We know that most of you have heard this for a long time now in your illusionary Earth timekeeping system. However, things in your realm are on a time continuum right now, to where a year of your time span will be like living a decade in previous eras of your planet's history. We do not mean ancient history either, we mean eras that some of you have lived through a few of already. It won't stop there, either. It will just keep moving quicker and quicker. And yep, you guessed it, quicker. We would not be exaggerating. In fact, we may even be underplaying it a little when we say to you that it is a full tilt pedal to the metal and a full speed ahead time as of the now moment that you're currently in. The acceleration is going to be mind-blowing. To put a bit more of a perspective on it for you, when most star races communicate with you, they have to come down several notches to be able to do so. Because you see, dear souls, this is not to brag about where we're at or where the Arcturians are at, or even where star races like the Pleiadians, Sirians, or Lyrans are at. However, just to put it into perspective, some of the most advanced star systems that you have heard of their societies when put into an illusionary Earth time description, they experience 1 trillion times more than you do in one of your Earth seconds. Now, dearest souls, let that one sink in a little bit. However, do not let it sink you. We couldn't resist. We just had to try our luck at Earth humor. On occasion we can be a bit more humorous than our Arcturian brethren. Wouldn't you say, Ambassador? That was just a bit of an inside joke with the Ambassador. He'll get what we're talking about. You will experience a reality in not too far of your Earth time, where it will be commonplace to see inhabited communities existing in your clouds. These are ascended, higher dimensional realms that at times you'll be able to just strike up a conversation with some of their residents, while sitting just relaxing and perhaps sitting on a park bench. Just like having a cup of coffee with a neighbor. More than likely, with all things being even, that reality is probably not that far off in your definition of time. We love all of you so much, and we cannot wait to get to know all of you. Ambassador, thank you for letting us come in at this time, and we look forward to communicating with you more as well. If you wish to connect with us, just simply put the intention out there. We are the 13th Dimensional Sapphire Angel Collective from Andromeda. With that, as they say where you come from, Ambassador, we're outie.